Jhivvan. See if he looks to be aggressive on this possession, using a screen from Rodriguez. Refuses it. Fadeaway. Baseline. Buckets. Jhivvan. UTSA is at 4 of their last 5 shots. This is their largest lead of the game. 13 points. Yesterday was 15 in the first half. And what's impressive is that they've been doing it without major contribution. Just 6 minutes of play. He's barely made an impact today, and that was not the case yesterday.
He had 15 points last night. They really had the pick and roll with Kerrigan. And Jackson again tried to go to it again there to Kerrigan. It wasn't there, but a good job by Brewer to find Nunez open for 3.
Feeling it. He's feeling it. 40 to something up here. He's saying, get out of the way.
Kravakovic is trying to stay up on him as tight as he can.
He's telling Zumble, get out.
Yeah, he's like,
he knows what he wants to do.
Clear out. I need the space.
Jackson again. Oh, my goodness. From there in Miami for FIU.
Well, the Panthers thought they had a break on that last possession when Jackson stumbled.
Here he is again. Oh, Jackson! And then a 3-point loss in the Saturday rematch. And Jhivvan Jackson, a bit of a mismatch here with Kerrigan. Crosses him over. Free throw line floater is true. Early. And what was one of the best games in conference play last season when these two teams played. Going to overtime, a buzzer beater in regulation will certainly highlight that. Jackson has 5 thus far on 2 of 4 shooting. Nobody else on the floor right now for UTSA has scored. Jackson, a turnaround, count the basket. What?
Taking some interesting shots in practice. He took one from half court sitting on the floor.
That one right over Hawkins. Solid signing for Steve Hinton. Jackson drains another.
What strikes me is that having watched Jhivvan Jackson and Keaton Wallace for the last 3-4 years in a UTSA uniform, that's Grayson. And now Jackson crossing over, driving, and there's a finger roll layup. UAB. Wallace to Jackson. Those two have combined for 28 points in the game so far.
Yeah, tough cover for Nicholson there. That was no chance.
2-point.
Oh, man.
Germany from behind.
Nothing is given today in the Convocation Center.
Jackson rolls it in. Still a 20-point lead for the Roadrunners, 90-70. Jackson driving, yes, 32. I grew up in an age when guys like Akeem Olajuwon were just magicians down low.
Absolutely.
And it was a heck of a
have elusive basketball players like Jackson. You know, obviously Scott, Grayson, and Love, and nice bucket there. You can get
Jackson driving, scooping one up and in.
Now it's 7-6. Hoping to keep moving up the western half of this conference.
Al still went back to a man-to-man defense. Greenlee doing a lot of chasing. That's a lot of work. To get more, that's a very difficult player to cover.
He's got 5 points in 6 minutes so far.
That's the one guy you cannot leave open.
Jhivvan Jackson starting, and Schillinch there to clean things up.
Wow, and you saw Coach Henson get frustrated here on the bench because he knows that was a great opportunity to close them out and right off down. And then Jackson kind of said, I got this, coach. Let me knock this down for you.
Back to the 7-point edge that the Roadrunners had at halftime. Jackson, similar spot, same result.
And it keeps them in striking distance. They got to get a stop.
Jhivvan Jackson has just become tough on FAU to have 4 possessions.
Wow.
On Germany.
Well, this team, it just may take them a little while. This is a team that can score. That guy can too.
Jhivvan Jackson.
In terms of that. FAU's defense is a notch or two better than the Roadrunners right now. And that's one thing that Coach Henson was frustrated about. But, hey, this is just good defense. Anytime you can make them start to dribble and it's kind of a one-on-one contest, that's the X factor.
Zumbel for three, no. Alley with the rebound. Jhivvan Jackson will flush it.
50, and the rebound snapped in by Keaton Wallace. Jhivvan Jackson, finally. I don't know if you call that an easy
handle, even for a lot of these guys. Why not do it even if you do have a professional career ahead of you overseas or something? Shot clock is 7. Pull up has paid dividends for him in his career. First time I ever heard that was Doug Collins. He used to always say, that guy needs a little booger. Charlotte by into in a dark alley in the middle of the night. You know, you look at the principles, and bringing up again Tony Bennett, the principles of unselfish play and just tight defense. That's pretty good
dribbling. It just looked like he's in the groove, so glad to see him knock down a couple jump shots. That's something UTEP been needing all year by the guard. Somebody else that, boom, that can hit a jump.
Jhivvan Jackson back to running the offense with Zumbel back on the bench.
Well, now you've got Jamal Bieniemy playing man-to-man against Jackson, and
Keenan finishing with a flush.
Wow, and the flex.
Keontae Kennedy. Jackson.
Wow.
A chance there for Kennedy to not only pick up points 9 and 10, but give UTEP a lead. Instead, we're still level at 53.
Well, here's the thing with Jackson. Even though he struggled a little bit from the floor now, he's going to continue to put it up, and rightfully so.
These two teams have played twice in the same week. League has often left it up to travel partners as to when they would play one of their games. And Steve Henson and Rodney Terry have.
On this end, on the defensive end, the Golden Eagles really clamped down, jumping over the top of screens. Tough shot by a top scorer. Fence. And it's going to be tough to get a clean look with 1.1 second on the clock.
Jackson. Jhivvan Jackson does it again.
Matchup there, you got Drain on Wallace, so keep an eye on that matchup there. Good pump fake. Wow.
Jackson able to bank it in. It'll count this.
I tell you what, next football season, I'm finally going to take Dr. Geis up on his invitation. Said if I'm ever not working a game, that I can come join him in the President's Suite. So we're going to enjoy.
Won't go, and the big freshman hauls it down. But UTSA right back on the attack. Jackson spinning, Jackson firing, Jackson hitting. We'll see it. Jackson with the left hand. Yes, that's only his second, but that's not necessarily where Lofton will be effective, but he was open. Fade away. Yes, Jackson put a lot of air under that.
Best so far this season, a 21-point outing New Year's Day against the Rice Owls. And here's Jhivvan Jackson heating up early.
24 starts last year and averaged over 11 points. Well, the first two shots.
He was happy with there from Crawford as he falls forward. But as long as he knocks it down, probably won't get too many dirty looks.
He had 5 first-half points, and guess who bags another one?
7 minutes in the lane to Parrish, or to Simmons. It's turned over with Parrish getting the steal. Up the floor to Jackson. Jhivvan hard to the goal, lays it up and in. Up to the top to Lewis, now to McBride for 3, and it's no good. The rebound ricochets to Zumbel, and Eric starts the break for UTSA. Zumbel comes to the trailer. Jackson, 30-footer on the way, bullseye! For Texas, Roadrunners got to get a bucket here. Jackson at the top of the circle against Murray. On the drive to the free throw line, backs up 17-footer, rattles one in. Roadrunners in scoring with 15, game-high honors for either team. Parrish off to Wallace, now to Jhivvan, angle right. They run the weave at the top of the circle. Jhivvan fires for 3, bullseye! He's got it. Zumbel across the timeline for UTSA. He'll run the point for now. Ford sets the screen, back in for Germany. To Wallace at the top of the circle, overplayed by Murray. Now to Jackson. Jhivvan in the lane. His runner's on the way. It is good, and a foul. Canada his 2-point lead. 7:08 to play. Inbounds to Phoenix Ford. Now to Keaton Wallace. Back to Jhivvan straight away. Jhivvan launches the 3-ball. Bullseye! Just can't get that separation after they've taken the lead. Zumble has it. Feeds Ivy Curry. Ivy Curry at the three-point line, needs to go to Jhivvan. Jackson in the middle of the lane, now backs all the way out to the left side. They will drive with Jhivvan. His runner's on the way. It's good. Where's the foul?
8 for 23, 35%. And they're led by Baristich, who has 5 points. Jackson gets it ahead of the defense, comes in toward the basket and lays it in. Long inbound for Jackson, gets ahead of the defenders and lays it in. Nice on that Rodriguez layup. Connor Raines misses the three. Jackson the rebound. Jackson gets into the lane and gets it to fall.